now things are changing. We have 50% women on the shop floor making, electric scooters and e-lunas. The government has given us a target of 30% EV by 2030, and we've reached that in three-wheelers. I'm quite sure that the future is green. You may not be the world's most admired performance car company, but you can be the world's most admired small car company.
So you pick your niche and focus on that.
And be the best in that.
Do you think that women can have it all?
Even men don't have it all. This whole idea that the super women can do it all. You'll just be a super exhausted woman. So I tell people that, my story is about Luna to Lamborghini.
Hey guys, welcome to the Visionaries of India, presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy Book5 Series. I'm here in Pune to talk about the growing EV business, especially in the three-wheeler EV space. Now here behind me is a symbol of New India, an India where EVs are powered by lithium-ion batteries. And one company that has been at the forefront of it all is Kinetic Green. Today we speak to Sulajja Firodia Motwani, who is the founder of Kinetic Green, to talk about the opportunity in this particular sector. Let's go. When you are tracking a fast evolving space like electric mobility, information comes from everywhere. With the Samsung Galaxy AI Select, I can instantly highlight, select and organize exactly what's needed. Whether it's EV adoption data, battery innovation, or even Kinetic Green's own growth story, the AI Select feature helps me capture everything in seconds and come up with smarter questions. And instantly pulling insights onto my Galaxy Z Fold 7. One flow, multiple perspectives, and no friction. Hi Sulajja.
Yes, welcome to Kinetic Green.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
It's my pleasure to have all of you here.
Your journey has been truly inspiring because coming from a legacy, of course you're coming from a family of great business leaders, but bringing in Kinetic Green about 12-13 years ago, how has it been for you?
Well, in one line, never a dull moment. It's been a journey of, I would say, purpose above all, passion, and also perseverance. There have been so many ups and downs, there's so many unknown variables, and there's so much to learn every day. And I have a wonderful team, they've been standing shoulder to shoulder with me, and I hope that we do something meaningful for the country. That's the hope and that's the dream. I think that the Indian automotive sector is so large, right? We are the third largest automotive sector in the world. So you have to find your own space and then, stand true to bringing the best solutions and technology in that space. And that's what we've done. We are in light mobility, which is two-wheelers, three-wheelers, and our joint venture with Lamborghini family for golf carts.
While I was entering, I actually saw the e-Luna, and it's a very interesting product because the older generation will resonate with the Luna and how well it's done, and the new generation will resonate with the e-Luna and the new technology. But you're going to take me to your office?
Sure, I'd love to show you the e-Luna as well.
Yes, I'm waiting to see it. You have a lovely office.
So this is my Kinetic Green office, but I think now I end up spending more of my time here. I love my work. So when I'm here, I'm like a zombie. I don't remember the world outside. So
how many hours a day do you spend here?
12, about 12 on an average. Yeah.
So it's very interesting to me how a lot of women nowadays are workaholics, very passionate about their work. For most women, they always thought that, okay, grow up, get married, have kids, run the house, largely 80% women. But I'm seeing this change. Do you perceive it very differently now from your lens? And do you think India is changing in that sense? Or is it just that 0.5%, 1% of India that is, like you and me?
No, I think things are changing. If I were to talk about my industry, for example, when I came back to India, I said in 96, we didn't even have women toilets on the shop floors. There were no women in automotive sector, in R&D and in manufacturing. They were maybe there in marketing or, finance or some such areas. But now things are changing. In Kinetic Green, for example, we have 50% women on the shop floor making the, electric scooters and e-lunas. So it's not only a fender bender, but a gender bender is there. Because EVs are more about electronics and software and less about...
it was always a man's world.
Yeah, now it's no longer. And I'm very bullish that with EVs, more and more women will enter the core of automotive sector. I'm trying to lead that thought process in my own way. I write articles about it, talk about it, leading, by example. In our group companies which make our controllers or our motors, we have actually 100% women on the shop floor, the electronics applications.
But do you think, honestly, in your heart of hearts, do you think that women can have it all? Because I sometimes find myself struggling between home and work, and balancing it all becomes a bit exhausting. Do you feel the same?
So I say that even men don't have it all. No one can have it all. I think if you realize what's important to you and if you prioritize to your best abilities, then you can, feel like you had a fulfilled life. Yeah. And then I also feel that we should not try to be super women. This whole idea that the super women can do it all. You'll just be a super exhausted woman. So you need to have your support network and explain that you are doing something which is, important to you. It's meaningful. Maybe you're bringing also economic contribution to the family, and that they should support you. So, but still there are days, when you feel like you get nothing right.
It's too
and
much.
You feel like, the guilt. But then there's always tomorrow. Every day is a new day. And the next day, you wake up feeling better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Just get up and move on. Okay, before we move on, I want to talk a little bit about the e-Luna, because that has been your baby too. Now, I want to show you a small video on my phone.
Oh, that's a lovely phone. What is it?
So this is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so this is the new phone. I mean, it's really fancy, right? But look at this video. So this is the e-Luna, and of course you've seen this video, but it seems like, you're getting that nostalgia, you're getting that old world feeling, but with the new technology. Is that how you planned it?
So somebody appropriately called it nostalgia. So it still has the, old world charm and the brand and the core values of, being a very comfortable, convenient, rugged, reliable, simple mobility solution. But it has the new technology, which is electric, which is, completely emission free, noise free, and very easy to maintain. So it's called now the nostalgia. That's what e-Luna is all about. And it's a very tough, durable product. The only EV which is made for urban and rural markets. As we say, the e-Luna, the E is for electric, E is for, everywhere, E is for everything, E is for everyone, and E is for emotion, because there is that emotion of Luna. Chal Meri Luna still brings a smile to everybody's faces. So Chal Meri Luna, to take you ahead in life, has that entire emotion has also come back with e-Luna. And it's very interesting how we created the e-Luna, because it had to have the core values of Luna, but still be different to meet the needs of the new customers.
And the new technology.
Yeah, and so maybe I'll take you to our design studio.
You must.
Where we can show you the entire, evolution of the concept.
Let's go. This is very interesting. It's your styling room, and I see that a lot of things here are, with respect to how you design the products. You want to take us through it?
We were talking about how the e-Luna evolved, and these are some of the concepts we worked on. If you see all these concepts, they always had convenience, space to carry things on the vehicle. They had a large wheel so that the vehicle is, stable on all the terrains. They had this core concept of this. In fact, that's the final one that we chose, where the chassis became the core styling concept, and the vehicle was built around the chassis, because the chassis is what gives it the strength to carry 200 kgs of weight. And it's what makes the Luna a very stable and strong product. And then finally what we have is our wonderful e-Luna.
Nice.
And I want to highlight a few things, what's special about it, right? For example, as I mentioned, it has the wheel size of a motorcycle, so very suitable on all the terrains. Very high ground clearance, for example. The motor is mid-mount, so even a mechanic in a village can repair if there's a puncture.
Okay.
The vehicle has a battery here, again very thoughtful. It can be fixed, it can be swappable as well. And it's again locked under the seat, so it's very safe. And the Luna is designed to be, a platform on this chassis. So we can change almost everything to come up with different solutions. And that entire chassis concept came from the sketches that our team worked on.
So more power to you to ride bikes. But, I'm going to now put together a little bit of challenge for your leadership team. So let's go.
Okay, absolutely.
Welcome to the Productivity Playbook powered by the Samsung Galaxy Book5 Series. So I have the top leadership of Kinetic Green here with me, and today I'm going to give all of them a problem statement, and then I want some interesting answers, and you can share your answers with me on the Samsung devices using the quick share feature. This is a very common problem statement that you have in the electric vehicle space, right? Building trust in a new category. So EVs are still a trust building category for many Indians at the moment. How can leadership align product reliability, customer experience and internal culture so that there is long-term confidence and there's more adoption in electric mobility? Okay, thank you all three of you. Now I'm going to discuss these answers with Sulajja and get back with her views as well.
So that's our Kinetic Green family.
Okay.
Very passionate, very young. They all love e-mobility as much as I do.
So, on e-mobility, I wanted to ask you, because there is still, the penetration of EVs in India is still quite low compared to what you've seen globally, right? Are there some gaps that still need to be filled?
So I would say that I think we've made a great beginning. We are now at 35% electric three-wheelers amongst the total number of three-wheelers. That's great. In two-wheelers, if you see scooters, it's nearly 10%. If you see, for example, if anyone thinking of buying a new scooter, they are at least considering an electric. But now I think we're at that inflection point where electric two-wheelers, especially scooters and e-mopeds, are just going to take off. And the government has given us a target of 30% EV by 2030. And we've reached that in three-wheelers. Hopefully in two-wheelers we'll reach that very soon. I think we're going in the right direction. I'm quite sure that the future is green.
Of course, the future is green for sure. But, in terms of market share, right? You currently have, I think, single-digit market share in the two-wheeler and three-wheeler space. Compared to some of these giant players, Bajaj, Hero, TVSs of the world, how do you sort of penetrate the market?
So I think you have to always build on your strengths. For us, one of the key strengths is the brand Kinetic, which gives customers that confidence, the faith, because it's been around for so many years. And therefore, people feel that, okay, if I'm with this brand, then I'm going to get, good long-term service. And the second thing is that, the automotive market is very large. And there is no winner takes all. Some in entry motorcycles, some in scooters. Not everybody leads in everything.
Correct.
So if you find your target segment and if you differentiate and lead that segment, you can make a fairly scalable business.
But in terms of the launch pipeline, what would you be looking at and what can people expect?
Sure. So we are a unique company because we are, as I said, light mobility. But even in that, we are diversified. We have the two-wheelers, we have the three-wheelers, and we have the wonderful range of the Lamborghini golf carts, which makes us a scalable business. So that's going to be an exciting thing. So I tell people that, my story is about Luna to Lamborghini.
So since you're so well entrenched in this space, I wanted to understand from your vantage point, how is India sitting compared to global peers as far as technology in EV is concerned? India has a great domestic market that most Indian companies are reaping the benefits of. But when it comes to the export market, there is still some gap that needs to be filled. Would you agree? Is that the right way to look at it? And why do you think that is?
I think India definitely has a right to win in some segments globally. First and foremost is components. So the powertrain technology, motors, controllers, converters, electronics and motors and axles, all of this. Even in core automotive technology, India's component companies are now global players. Areas like small cars, where India again has a strong ecosystem of suppliers because of the domestic market. It can have a large play in electric small car market. Well, I think India has some core strengths. So components, two-wheelers, three-wheelers and small cars are the segments I would bet on, where India has a right to lead globally.
But any areas where you think India still has to do some work? Do you think more can be done?
Building global brands is something India has, is still learning. But then again, you choose your segments. You may not be the world's most admired performance car company, but you can be the world's most admired small car company. Like a Maruti Suzuki is, one of the largest in the world, or a motorcycle company or a scooter company.
So pick your niche and focus on that.
And be the best in that.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a good life lesson also, which I will continue to hold on to. Okay, so now that we're here, we're finally sitting down. You have a beautiful office, by the way, and it's nice to see that you're building this space and this entire sector. Literally, like, there's so much innovation that has happened in the last 10 years, right? And you and a lot of people in this industry have been at the forefront of that. Okay, so we've done a very fun exercise with your leadership team where we've given them a problem statement and they have given us some answers. And the problem statement is interesting because it's something on everyone's mind, right? Because electric vehicles as such, although they are growing, it's still a trust building category for many users. Users are still not very convinced to make that transition. And these are the answers. So I just wanted your thoughts on it.
To build that, I think one of the most important aspect is to have a talent who are retained in the organization. So we have a very good hiring strategies across, and this space is growing, so there's more interest in it. We are of the belief that you should have more meaningful movement across the floor, which means you build skills more than modules. So the learning happens through placing people across the floor. Every department is aligned to what it needs to be done and what I need to do as an HR for a sales, a finance needs to do for a let's say R&D, and R&D has to do it for customer service or a sales and services. I think these are the few areas that we have really built the talent, really built programs on, and that is helping us build confidence in the EV mobility segment.
By developing advanced lithium-ion high-density fast-charging batteries, the companies aim to increase the range per charge, reduce the charging time like 80% charge in 30 minutes. And this will also help us in enhancing the sustainability by reducing the environment impact. We are working on a smart connected features, AI-based advanced rider information systems and energy consumption analytics to help customer to optimize running cost of the vehicle and to increase the vehicle life. We hope that these things will bring the reliability and environment sustainability, cost effectiveness and sustainable electric vehicles to the market.
There is a trust which is building in the EV as a technology as a whole. We see the traction coming in, especially in the three-wheeler category, in two-wheeler category, in scooter category, in the last mile mobility. What important is now to gain that trust and reinforce that trust for most of the OEMs is to have that conscious effort to come up with a quality product. We need to offer a value proposition. Because end of the day for a customer, what matters is whether I'm deriving value for the purchase which I'm making it. After sales service support plays a very vital role in terms of building that trust and reliability on that product. So it's a holistic approach which creates that ecosystem, and that creates a trust in the customer mindset that yes, this is the product which I can rely on, I can put my money on, my hard-earned money, and I am deriving value out of it.
Very interesting. Automobile is a category where you just don't see an ad and go and buy the product. It's a high involvement category. So the word of mouth is critical. So the early adopters or innovators who have put that faith in your product and the new technology have a positive experience because you have given them a reliable product, you have given them good service, you help them with initial problems. So I think it's important to ensure that the initial customers who have put faith in this new technology become the brand ambassadors. And I think in India, finally, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. And I have no doubt that EVs are going to be mainstream. Good companies like Kinetic and other known brands have now started offering very good solutions to the customers. So EVs are on their way to becoming mainstream.
I completely agree with you. In fact, now when I talk to people, I feel like in the passenger vehicle space, the two-wheeler space, people now prefer EVs rather than IC because they know that is, the technology of the past. EVs are the technology of the future. So thank you for that. So now we'll invite your entire leadership team and we'll do a nice photo session with them. So let's call all of them.
Sounds good.
This was the Productivity Playbook brought to you by the Samsung Galaxy Book5 Series. So Sulajja, tell us a little more about that. Your journey has been amazing. From a legacy business, you've kind of reinvented yourself. How has that entire process been for you?
So I think Kinetic Green has all been about building on the legacy. I'm very fortunate to be part of this wonderful family which has done so much for India's automotive sector. Not only in terms of giving wonderful products to the society, but actually adding to mobility, ecosystem. If you remember, the Luna gave mobility to a whole generation. And then came the Kinetic Honda, which again, was, I would say, women's ticket to independence and freedom. And then along the way, so many other products and technologies, and also building the manufacturing ecosystem for automotive space as well. So very fortunate, very proud of this legacy. And I tell my team always that when the history of the group will be written, the green page will belong to us. So we have to make it glorious.
Absolutely.
So it was the legacy that kind of, got me inspired to do something to add to it. My own page in this wonderful story.
That's amazing. And it's amazing also because it's very hard for legacy companies to evolve with the changing times and to hold the brand value for decades is, it's not easy. Was it tough to make that transition, especially in a sector that had no playbook, right? I mean, 10 years back, nobody even spoke about EVs. Was it hard to make that transition?
So it's a wonderful question because you're right. Today it's very fashionable to be an EV company. But 10 years ago, there were more non-believers than believers, and people tried to dissuade me saying, nothing much is going to happen here and why are you doing this? But I was a believer from day one. Our brand always stood for innovation, and this is across generations. It means to them something about mobility, freedom, innovation. The core theme was always innovation. And that's where the innovation platform is what EV became all about. And the adding the green, gave it that kind of, I would say, freshness. And so Kinetic Green actually caught on from the beginning. And people thought it was quite appropriate for an innovative brand like Kinetic to move into a new area. And the green spoke to the new customers. So I think we could use the core values of the brand and then build the green, which kind of spoke to the younger audience and to signal a move to the future. So I think it came together pretty well.
Thank you so much, Sulajja. It was an absolute pleasure speaking to you and learning from you. Thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you for having me. It has been great.
And thank you guys for watching. This is Visionaries of India brought to you by the Samsung Galaxy Book5 Series.